Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Eaton Bloom from Debbi Minero. Now, this is dedicated to, it should say, let me read her words, and paraphrase very little. This is created with those who lost everything in the Eaton fire in 2025, created with those people in mind. And as of today, the many of the wildflowers in the canyon are in full bloom and shows promise of the rebuilding of lives and homes to come. And it's just brilliant. And so then I went in a philosophical mode, and I thought, that is so true of Zentangle, period. When we talk about the no mistakes philosophy, it's about not focusing on what one would call a mistake. It's, well, let's see where that goes. And as Debbie's saying, the canyons are in full bloom. When we were talking about it, we were having so much fun with this tangle on our tangle time sessions. And we were talking, because I remember from when I was a kid and learning about, the wildfires and, in the pine forest, and that, here's a little sprout of a new one coming up. And I remember somebody was mentioning that certain pine trees, certain trees, the seeds need the heat from that fire to kind of crack and be able to sprout. And I know, like morning glories flower, it's kind of the opposite. They need to, to be frozen and crack, and because that you have to like cut the put a little dig in it, in the seed, a little cut, if you want to, have them grow outside of season, outside of letting the seeds, freeze outside. So it's just interesting, and I was just waxing philosophical, and I thought I would share. All right, and it is a lovely tangle. All right, it starts with an orb in the center of wherever you want it, and this you have to keep in mind that we're going to be putting stuff to the outside. So it's like, okay, can't be too big, although it doesn't matter because whatever happens. It's the no mistakes thing. And we just go with the flow and see what we can make out of it. And you never know. All right, so I'm going to follow Debbie's step out. And of course, knowing that there's lots of things you can do. So I'm just going to make them fit as they will, because we are going to put some dots on the outside, so I want to leave enough room for that. In Deb's step out, she put 8 of these. Whoops, that's barely enough room. Oh well. 8 of these around. So I do it north, south, east, west, and then on the diagonal, same thing. I'll make those ones maybe a little bit bigger for fun, and because there's room. Now I have a turtle. All right. Then on the inside, we're going to do the same teardrop slash flux shape. Flux is a tangle. If you're like, why is she using that word? It's a tangle, and it's a very nice tangle. And this, it looks like this, although it can, droop and kind of bend around and stuff like that. But primarily it looks like that, and so that's what we call it. All right, then on the inside, same thing but smaller. Now I did on one, and I'll show you the samples as we finish. I did think and try. I put what is this? Step 1, 2, 3, 4 ahead. I exchanged steps 3 and 4. So I put an orb in the center, and then had these flux shapes meet it. And now I'm back to, let's throw caution to the wind. I just said there was no mistakes, so there's no mistakes. All right. So we have this. And then, like I said, we're going to put an orb in the middle. And sometimes doing things this way, I kind of like, because it's kind of like, I'm going to throw caution to the wind and just see what happens. Versus doing things that's like, I want this to be exactly like this, so I'm going to do it this way. that's if you can embrace that whole notion, for me, it just opens up a whole world of things. All right, now once you have this orb, then inside it, starting at one edge, you're just going to put a spiral. This is what I mean. So it's kind of fun because I have an oval going on inside the orb, and it's, like I said, it's these surprises that are fun. All right, next we're going to put orbs at the base of this, just kind of as close in as you can fit them. And while I'm at it here, when you take a look at the For More Inspiration link, you will see just that, the more inspiration with Deb's wonderful samples and extra ideas for playing with this. So for instance, if you feel like this is a little too spread out, and you know what, and that's the one thing I didn't do, so I'm gonna do that, but I'll do it in a well, no, I guess I could do it right now. The next step, though, I try to follow the things and then we go. So let me back up and do that. The last step that she has for us is to put some, and now they could be orbs or filled in. I'm gonna fill these in. So she just has 3 up on top, and so you could have them touch if you want, or like I have them, well, for the most part, floating above. And yes, she has 3. Can you put 5? Yes, because you can do whatever you want. I know some people, just from over time, hearing comments from people, or people that they're trying to introduce this to somebody, and if they could just embrace the whole no mistakes idea. That is the hang up. And I do think it's the hardest part, really, to get our heads around, and just embrace and not worry. It's like, oh, so mine doesn't look like yours. Well, that's quite all right. It's totally fine. And makes it even more fun, because then we can explore other ideas. It's like, oh, well, that happened by accident. What happened? What would happen if we did something like that on purpose? Then what? Huh. All right. Yeah, okay. So then this is it. Time to play. Yeah, and I didn't do this in mine, and I'm going to now. And that's just to put extra, well, let's see. Maybe I'll do them a little smaller. Yeah, like that. Honestly, I could stack 2 of them, couldn't I? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did this in one of the samples that you'll see there. And if you had room, I suppose you could put the bottom part, but I know in the one sample I'm looking at, no, she didn't. Just left it like that. And that's it. Now, of course, you could add a stem to this if you want, or you can just leave it as it is. Let's see. Oh, you know what? And here's some other thoughts. So as we're thinking, decorating, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to fill these in, because I want to adjust them to kind of meet the that orb that I put in. So that's what I'm doing. And whenever we talk about the decorating time, it's one of the things that I mention is in deciding what to do. Sometimes it's good to look and see what might you need to course correct. Yes, that was a good move. And then I think I'm going to put some. I'm going to do my favorite here. Let's see. I'm going to do line dot dots on those, and then here I'm just going to put some wispy lines. Just because it's fun to do both. Try to make that center one longer. And I took the chance of going over it. And as I'm thinking, like, oh, let's just not think about it at all. Because if I do, then it'll jinx it. And, but I lucked out. There's always that risk when you go back over a line, right? And then it's like, oh no, will it line right up? Okay, and I think I'm going to fill in this little gap here. I'm going to leave the orb as it is. Oh, like that. Okay, now let's just add some graphite. Okay. Well, number one thing. Oh, wait. Number one thing. Oh, wait. No, maybe it'll be number two thing. Let's do this. Changing my mind. Let's go around this, that initial orb. I'm going on the inside. Ooh, nice. All right, and then... No, I think I'm going to leave that. I was thinking about going around the outside of this, but that I think will lead to some graphite remorse. So let's avoid that. Okay, now at the base of these... Oh yeah, like it, like it, like it. I am going kind of light. Whoop. Like, did I totally miss that one? I think there's a little teeny bit of graphite in there. Yeah. Now, let's see what's left on the Tortillion. Yeah, just a little bit. Although, well, let's see. We'll see how far we get. Maybe not so far. And then I'll probably come back and do some other ones just so that way they're as uniform as I can kind of get them. That one I'm gonna have to be a little careful of. Well, let's just start it here. As to not be turning my tile 100 times and making people dizzy. Just a little bit, just to make them feel like they're bending out. Make them a little bendy. There we go. Like it. Well, I think I'm going to leave it like that. But it's just a fun tangle. Could do something with those orbs, but I think I'm going to leave them because it's a contrast in the other direction, and just leave them be. All right. So in playing with it, here's one version. This will be tomorrow's, just by the way. Yeah, like I said, just had fun with it. This one, when I decorated, I put seed shapes. This was another one that's idea that's on Deb's Step Out. Just little curve lines in between, because it's fun. All right, and then I was just, I don't know, whenever I work on gray, it's like I have to do blue. And it was fun. Just a really neat tangle. Yeah, this way I decided to do, yeah, just orbs in between, and I think it looks kind of neat. And then filling in the sections around. Yeah, super fun tangle. So many different ways that you could play with it, and that's what makes Deb's tangle so much fun. All right, she kind of leaves that open door, in my opinion, for us to play. All right, well, I hope you have enjoyed this, and if you have, please click on the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. I mentioned the description section, and below the links to the step outs, also you will find my link tree. So if you would like, this is the free Tangle Time sessions. If you watch my videos that I mention on them, that I teach these on Thursdays, they're free. It's an hour, and I pick a tangle or two, just depending, and we see how much fun we can have with it in an hour. So information is on the link tree to follow me for classes. And it's best to do it that way. Follow one of those two links, or put it in your calendar. I like using the links. It's Facebook and Eventbrite, because then it will show it in your time zone. If you sign up, then you can get reminders and stuff like that, the stuff that normally happens when you sign up for something. I don't have that yet. Well, I do, but it's a very manual process. So if you end up liking the Tangle Time classes, you can email me and say, put me on the list, and I can send it to you right from the platform. It only reminds you, though, like 10 minutes before. So it's not perfect either, but I think it does put it in your calendar. All right. So also on that link tree, we have a Tangle Addicts community group on Facebook, where you can join us for extra fun, kind of 24/7. And that, once you click the link, make sure to answer the 4 questions. And then as soon as I see that, then we will welcome you in. Let's see what else is on there that I want to highlight. I think that's it. Yeah, it's self-explanatory. I just like to highlight some of the items. All right, so with that, thank you again so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.